Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Going into hour number 3 here. Steven, take it away.
Yeah. So Juliet, as soon as this stuff hits your tongue, your mouth just grows like a little fuzzy and cottony, and like it goes down real easy. Like it doesn't taste nearly as bad as it looks.
Hmm.
But as soon as it's in you, like just all of a sudden your head starts swimming and you feel like the tips of your fingers just like tingling, and you need to lay down and fall asleep immediately. And that's what happens pretty much. Now,
Is there a bed, or do I just lay down on the floor?
I think
And
there's
just
like a
like, all
couple
right,
of
see
like
ya.
there's like some bedrolls laid out. So will each of you please mark down one ration?
Done.
And Juliet, you find yourself standing in like a gray mist that stretches off into a black distance, far, far away, and you see a figure approaching through the mist. There's a tall, somewhat gaunt figure, sort of bent over, wearing a white shawl.
I I go to grab a weapon. Do I have things with me, or am I like bare of anything?
You do not have any weapons with you.
Okay, so I go to grab one and then I realize I
Yeah.
have nothing.
So this sort of like mist parts as this creature approaches, and there's like limp brown hair hanging over this creature's face as she approaches. You don't sense any malevolence from her as she's coming. Like, you're in a dream, right? So you don't get that dream sense of like, oh, this is a really bad thing. But it's the most vivid and realistic dream that you think you've ever had in your life. You could probably pinch yourself and feel it crystal
And
clear.
I'm aware. I remember the fact that I'm going to be having these dreams, right? Like I know
Yep.
this is a dream.
That's a little bit fuzzy, but
Okay.
you do sort of have this understanding that like this is what's supposed to be happening to you
Right.
right now. So this woman with this limp brown hair hanging over her face sort of approaches like within 10 feet. And then she sort of like parts her shawl and just lets it slide slowly down her body until it crumples on the floor, and she's completely naked. And she has three sets of heavy pendulous breasts hanging down the
Right, of
front of her
course.
body.
Hot.
And she
Fucking
sort of
hot
gestures her
shit.
hands out to you. And you see like
Well,
one
I just
single
love people that are joining the stream right now. They're just like, the fuck?
What?
you see
Anyway,
you
sorry.
see one single crystal blue eye peering out at you through the hair that's hanging over her face. And you get that sense that you get in dreams that she is inviting you to suckle on one of her breasts. And she has, you can actually see now that she's nude, that she has her belly and thighs are just a mass of scar tissue. And there are rings like rope burns all around her calves, ankles, and wrists.
Aw. She's
Um,
in some kinky shit.
and then you understand another aspect of this dream, which is that she's not just inviting you to suckle, but also she's inviting you to become a living womb of the wounded wretch.
So she hasn't said anything to me. She's just like,
No, you're
No.
understanding all of this as a part of your dream.
okay. Can I talk to her
You can
or
try.
try to?
Yeah.
So I say, "Who are you?"
You understand that this is an aspect of the wounded wretch, and that she is
Do I
She
know?
is
Do I know what
every-
the wounded wretch is?
she is every woman that has carried a child near to term that did not deliver.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and she's not just a mortal. She is something more than a mortal, something less than a god, some kind of ascendant being that, as a result of her sorrow and pain, she has ascended into something more.
Here's a question. Are all of the breasts the same, or do they look different? Does it matter which nipple I suckle at? Will different things happen?
Different things will happen, but all of the breasts look the same.
So I have to choose a boob. Is what you're saying.
Or you could
get
roll.
that shit like a circus. You're like,
Yeah, I'm like, can I go for
Go
all of
back and
them?
forth.
Like, will I become like fucking awesome?
I think you understand in the sense that you do in dreams that like whichever one you choose is your choice, and you're not going to be able to like have it all.
Okay. I walk up to her. Am I able to like get close to her, or is it like
Yeah,
one of those dreams where
absolutely.
she's like seems far away? Okay,
No,
so
she's right there.
I'm next to her, and then I remember this like in kind of a not as firm as like a full memory, but I remember being urged toward just like going with whatever I'm told to do, right? And so I'm like, all right. So, all right, how do I choose?
So there's top, middle, bottom, right, and
This is,
left.
yeah, this is literally what I'm doing in the dream. I'm like, okay, so which one do I want? I'm just staring at them.
Watch the fangs.
I'm gonna go for the one that's closest to where her heart would be.
Okay, so I'm thinking that's like top left.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
So I just like fucking go for it, right?
Excellent. Yeah. Like
That's
You-
RP, baby.
you taste this like thick, sickly sweet liquid in your mouth as you swallow, and then all of a sudden you wake up, and it's like 10 a.m. the next morning. It's the start of prime. You've been dead asleep for the entire night, and all of a sudden, as you awaken from your womb, you feel a stirring.
Oh fuck, I'm pregnant. Okay. So I wake up and I like immediately feel something in my stomach.
Yep.
Is anybody there? Is anybody around me?
Hextia is sort of leaning over you, like watching, almost voyeuristically, with her one eye.
Okay. So I wake up.
I think I would be there just to protect her and make sure that Hexia didn't do anything, devious.
Yeah, Hextia wasn't doing anything devious, right? She was just like
Watching.
this the entire night.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fine, but I'd be there with her.
So I wake
Yeah.
up.
Hanging out.
I start to kind of become more aware of where I am, remember what happened. I feel something and I fucking panic.
Yeah.
I like jump up and I'm like, what the fuck just happened to me? What the fuck is this?
Hextia holds out her hands to you and she says, calm yourself. Calm. It's
What-
important to remain calm.
What just
I
happened?
just sucked
Why'd
like
you
an
do
old
that?
woman's tit and now I feel like shit in me. Like, what the fuck is going on?
And she says, what
Wait,
happened?
what?
Tell me what you saw.
Oh my god, there was like this like fucking lady. She was like all cut up and sad looking, right? And she had like one glowing eyeball, and then she had all these fucking boobs everywhere, and told me to like suck one. So I did. I don't know, like what the fuck? It was a dream. Like what the fuck did you give me?
Hextia looks around and she says, will you stay another 4 hours? I can help clarify everything if you stay.
I look around. You're there, right, Kellen?
Yes.
Is anybody else there?
No,
Yeah, I'm
once
there.
you woke up panicking, I had my hand on my short sword. I was ready to like go to town.
I would assume I'm there, but I'm just totally calm, and I just understand like this is what happens when you mess with a fucking witch.
Yeah, why did you drink
And
a
so I'm
fucking
just
thing
kinda
that a
like,
witch gave you? Yeah.
This is happening. Like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just kind of like sitting there with my arms crossed and just like watching everything happen in front of me without action.
Okay, well, slow down. Slow down. So, she got knocked up by a lot of boobed woman in her dream? What the fuck? Like, I'm pretty sure that's not what we signed up for, yo. Like, right? Am I the only one? Kellen, right? Come on, right? Kellen.
And I'm going to just very calmly walk over to the old woman, walk over to Hexia, and say, we'll watch how this plays out. But I warn you that if anything happens to this orc, you go back on your word, I will take you apart.
Whoa. Okay, we don't need to go that far.
Half orc. by the way.
She looks you full in the face, looking up at you because she's very short, and she says, "Your parents are hunting a coven of green hags in the forest to the north in the Starkwald. There are 6 of them, and they are wicked, and they are killing all of the trees."
Speechless. Just
Whoa.
speechless.
Yo, I'm fucking pregnant. Could we like get back to this?
Yeah.
And
How do I
she-
get rid of this? What is this? Is it like, is it a baby? Is it like a fucking monster? Like, what the fuck
She looks at
happened?
you and says, "You may be experiencing a little bit of post-somniac panic. But if you stay for 4 hours, I can give you a drug that will turn your urine a bright shade of blue if indeed you have become pregnant. In that case, it is your choice. You may
Is there-
bear the child to fruition, or, well, I can offer you something that will help with that as well."
So are you saying that this is either some really bad like morning farts that's stuck in her belly, or are we saying that like she's pregnant? You know, she's gonna have like kids and shit.
Well, I
Yeah.
wouldn't
Is that a
exactly say
chance?
it exactly like that, but yes.
All right. Well, then we better hang
Okay,
out, and you better.
Yeah,
pee in
I
some
would
cup or
like to
something.
know for sure, like, what's going on here. Yo, why did you do that? Why did you give me that to drink? Like, what the fuck did you get out of this?
As soon as you were waking up, she was writing down everything you said into a book.
I speak up and I'm just like, you realize you made a deal with a devil, correct? I motion my hand towards the switch. Be like, it was not up to you what happened, but it was going to happen regardless of you wanting it to. You could have died from drinking that. Yet you still drank it.
That's why I
Yeah.
So the
that's why
consequences
I
of
looked
that.
at it and determined that it was not poison.
No,
It was black
yeah. My
magic.
bro Kellen's got it all covered. He knows herbs and shit. You know, he's dabbled in the past, probably.
Look, I
I'm
just thought that this was gonna be like a fucking good time, like psychedelics and shit. I've done that before. Like, who the fuck cares? I didn't think I was gonna like suck a lady's nipple and get a baby. Like, who the fuck does that?
We just need to be patient and wait, and we will deal with the consequences if
I don't believe there are
Oh my god,
consequences.
guys, am I gonna have to roll whether or not I'm a baby or have a baby? Just I don't know, roll for it.
I just look at Kellen and I'm like, if the witch says this will take 4 hours and it'll be done, I believe it'll take 4 hours and this will be done. Should not have any consequences other than the actions that Juliet has already had. Or perhaps maybe one more. And I kind of like motion towards the witch. Just to expectantly see what she's going to do.
What were you asking?
I'm not asking anything. I'm just saying like one more thing might happen and then I motion towards the witch.
She just sort of nods sagely. And she's been brewing like a small concoction of herbs over at her workstation. She brings them over to you in a steaming cup and she says, "Here, drink this tea and then we will know your fate."
Okay, so drink it.
Yeah, you drink it. A couple of hours pass. She's like pushing tea on you every couple minutes just to try and like, get you fully saturated faster. Eventually,
Look, I got a big bladder. Okay, fuck.
yeah. Well, you're a large person. I understand. And after a while, you have to pee, so you head out to the outhouse out back. And sure enough, it comes out bright blue.
So I'm not pregnant.
That means
No.
yes.
You are.
I am pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck. You just hear from the outhouse. We go, fuck. Oh, the outhouse.
Okay, that sucks. So what do we do about this baby?
I look over at the witch and I'm just like, will this kill Juliet? If this baby is
Oh
to
my
be
god,
born.
what are you talking about? Is there like a fucking demon baby or is it like a fucking normal baby? How do we know?
She turns to Kurthak and she says, "It should not kill her. It should be a very normal pregnancy, and given her stature, it should be just fine. However, It will not be a completely normal child, but for all appearances, it will be completely normal. It will, however, have an extreme affinity for the magical abilities.
You gonna have like a god baby?
Oh my god, am I gonna have a fucking god baby?
Now, she turns to you and she says, "The child that you bear will be of extreme interest to me. If you would be willing to entertain carrying it to delivery, I would make an exchange with you." And she opens her robe and she pulls out from underneath it an incredible
Edible egg. Oh my god, I'm in.
an incredible fiery yellow topaz the size of your thumbnail, and it's cut to extreme brilliance. It's clear to you that this gem is probably worth well in the 4 figures of gold pieces. And she says,
Damn, yo. That's some
"I would
bling.
be willing to offer an exchange."
Oh. I'm like still holding my stomach like super awkwardly. Well, fuck, is it gonna be like 9 months? Is it like normal?
Yes.
Then fuck it, whatever, I'll do it.
And she puts
Really?
the gem back under her cloak and she says, "Well done, Juliet. I'm proud of you. Now I believe you all have everything you came for, so unless one of you would like to purchase a divination, maybe there's something you're searching for you don't know where to find." And she smiles broadly.
I just look over at Kellen
no.
and I'm just like, we should go.
Yeah, we're done. Cool, thanks. Wait, nice witch lady. We're good.
Have safe
Check you out.
travels.
Peace.
Absolutely agree. I'm just trying to take everything that has just occurred into my brain. It's difficult. I'm finding it difficult.
Look, I figure I can still like do the same shit, right? Because this baby's all like magic or whatever, so like it's not gonna fucking die just because I'm like beating shit up.
Well, I think you're probably gonna get pretty round. You know what I'm saying? Like, what bitches when they have babies tend to get pretty fat.
Now, okay,
Fat bitches.
when Juliet described
No
the
offense.
experience of the dream,
Mm-hmm.
could I determine like what, if any gods are involved with this by religion check, since it's a profession?
Ooh, yeah, give me a religion check.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, and that is a +1. Whoops. 8-ish.
Okay, you've heard of the wounded wretch before, and you know that like she is sort of an aspect of women who carry an infant almost to term but not fully. But other than that, you don't know anything about the religion surrounding it or the rites and rituals surrounding it. You know that sometimes a woman can choose to become a womb of the wounded wretch, and at that point, she gains a host of strange and esoteric sort of ritualistic powers, like a special way of turning undead, strange ways of delivering healing, things like that. But you don't know any sort of specifics about it.
But it's a good slant, though. The whatever we're dealing with, since you're talking about turning undead and healing, it seems like it would be a good.
Yeah, like at its core, ultimately, the cult of the wounded wretch is based around motherhood and the pain that comes from the inability to attain that. So, like, it's sort of like a good instinct taken to sort of an obsessive extreme that is just a little bit unnerving for many people.
Okay.
But it's not an evil cult by any means.
Excellent. Okay.
Actually, like, probably one of the things you do know is that the fact that she even saw this, that Juliet even saw this, says something very powerful about the quality of Juliet's spirituality, for example.
Yeah, to be
Yeah.
tapped by a god to bear a child is no, and I'm actually saying this. It's tapped by a god to bear a child, especially one such as this, is no small thing.
It's true.
I hope that you feel a certain amount of fortune that this actually happened. I know it seems the circumstances were strange, but this does not happen very often, and I hope that you understand the significance.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna like have the baby, so
Are you sure you're gonna want to give that baby up to this like witch lady? Like, I mean, I know it's a lot of G's. Let's face it, a lot of G's. But I mean, that's like your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a god
yeah,
kid.
but like I didn't
God.
even like make this kid. This kid was just kind of like put in my body. Like that's fucking weird, right?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
just saying, you might want to think about it.
Steven, did we
God
leave?
babies,
Oh,
pretty
Yeah,
sorry.
are we heading out?
Did we leave the witch's house yet?
You can if you want.
I guess if everyone's okay to leave, I just want to be the last one out and then turn to the witch and say something.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
Are we all comfortable leaving?
Yeah,
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
let's head out.
Yeah. So like as everyone's walking out, I make sure that I'm the last one, and I turn to the witch and just ask, like, is there anything we should be aware of from Juliet moving forward besides the fact that she is now pregnant? Any
She holds,
oddities?
she holds
issues?
her hands up and says, "No. I do apologize for what happened. It's not by any means a guaranteed outcome of such an experience. But it certainly is fascinating, don't you think? No, it should be a perfectly normal pregnancy. There should be no untoward events from Juliet and no external threat to her other than the normal rigors of a pregnancy on a woman's body."
I just nod and I say, "Good day, madam." I just
Good
walk
day. All right. So, let's see. What time is it? It's about 2 p.m. It took a little while for Juliet to work up a little pee, and it's the watch of second. So, is it Kellen who's leading the group again?
Yes, there's something I would need to discuss with the group as far as Kurthak. If I have it correct, your primary goal is to find whom again? I'm sorry.
I kind of look over at you and say, my primary goal is to help you at this point in time. My objectives are not of your concern.
Because if there's anything, you know, there's a witch with some drugs back there. She could totally help
I have
you
seen
out.
what the witch can do, and I do not want any of that in my life.
I don't blame you. Well, if that is the case, then I say that I will lead us to the north, where the coven of evil lies, and perhaps learn more pertaining to the and now hold on, I'm sorry, Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
You said something about the rivers drying up, right? Or there's a dead river. Before
There was a dead river off to the east. Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Like I'm just basically trying to say, like, I'm hearing stories about unnatural things occurring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I suggest we go and find those. That's where I'm going. If you're coming with me, please. But this is the closest I've gotten in 3 years to finding anything out about my parents, and I hope you come with me. If you don't, I understand, but that's where I'm going.
So you don't want to go to the Elven Ruins.
Yeah,
you
I
want to
speak
go
up,
to
but
the
I'm
river.
just like, are we no longer searching for information regarding this arrow?
No, I have completely forgotten the arrow. I was not expecting to find out so much specific information. I have to explore this.
Could you give me a nature check, Kellen?
Yes, I can.
And while you're doing that, I'd say, like, well, you know, I mean, we still can go to the Elven Ruins, but I mean, we're already halfway up north. We might as well just keep going and check in with these druid people, this family, and then go south to the Elven Ruins.
You
Kellen,
say this
Credit
name?
the nature check.
Oh, yeah.
God.
The most important check of all.
I
right?
hope so. Maybe it's going to be great.
Green hags are powerful, neutral, evil, fey creatures.
Mm-hmm.
They They are wretched and hateful beings that dwell in dying forests, lonely swamps, and misty moors, making their homes in caves. They love to manipulate other creatures into doing their bidding. They lure victims to them by mimicking voices calling out for help or driving unwanted visitors away by imitating the cries of fierce beasts. They are powerful and otherworldly creatures that are, quite frankly, to your understanding, beyond your ability to tackle at this point in time. It seems clear to you from what Hextia said that your parents are pursuing a threat that is greater than you are currently capable of handling.
Ooh.
Though, at the very least, you now know a little bit more about where they might be found.
But if we go do other stuff, they might be gone.
True.
Now they're neutral evil, but they're not like, I mean, they have the power. I mean, I can converse with them, right? They're actual like
Yes.
beings. They're not like beasts or anything. Like they speak common.
No, they're fey creatures, so they speak Common and Sylvan.
Oh, okay. They're like, okay, I have fate. Yeah, I know what that is. Okay. Shit. Like super shit. That was like my thing. I was like, yes, and then I realized, oh, these
share
guys
it?
gonna fuck us up.
Yeah, so do you share this with us, that you know about what these hags are capable of, that we would basically be walking
yes,
into
absolutely.
death?
Totally
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I would,
You know what, Kellen, I actually think it's likely, since you've critted that role about hags, like, as soon as she said green hags, you knew. And
Yep.
maybe even like back when
helped
you were
inside.
living with your parents, they may have been telling you a little bit about these creatures.
Yeah.
So you have more information about green hags than almost anybody would naturally.
Okay. So,
Kellen, I got a bad feeling about this, bro. Maybe we hold off for a bit? I don't know. I could use some shinier weapons, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I look towards Kellen and I'm just like, Kellen, I know that losing someone, especially your parents, can be troubling, and I understand that you wish to find them as soon as possible, but I'm also searching for someone, and if they were in such peril as to face immediate death, I would go and find them as fast as possible. But if that is not your wish, then I understand.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be like a fucking mom. I can't go chasing after green hags with like a baby.
She's going to be a mom.
I'm gonna be a
Juliet-
mom.
Juliet is just about the perfect person for this to have happened to.
That's pretty good.
do I think that my folks, being, you know, obviously older and more experienced than me, do I think that they would like have a chance to survive?
They have a much better chance than you, especially since they're working together.
Okay. So, all right. So there's a decent chance that they're alive and that they could take down a hag or two or something like that.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it also sounds like it's kind of like a multi-pronged thing. I mean, like 6 hags is actually 2 covens of hags. So,
I know what I want to do.
okay,
I know what I want to do.
what is it?
I'm going to once I tell everybody this, I'm going to go back into the witch's house, and because it took me a while to process it. I'm guessing since of that nature roll, you know, it took me a while. Like green hags doesn't matter. I want my parents. Then I get a second to breathe, think about it, go shit, never gonna work. I can't. Not with this party. We're too low. Blah blah blah. Stop, take a breath, go back inside the hag's house, and ask her about the clairvoyance service that she offers.
Yeah?
Yes.
What are you asking?
Okay. Hextia, you said something about clairvoyance.
Yes.
Do you also have the ability to speak with people from great distances away?
I could probably put something together.
If I had a personal item from one of them to use to locate them, could you find a way to speak with my mother?
Let's see. I'm trying to see what kind of spell that would be.
Just so you all are aware, what I'm actually doing right now is just trying to get like a message to my mother, telling her that I'm looking for her, that that kind of stuff, and seeing how much it would take, and then we can go like adventuring to get the gold or get whatever item she needs to do this spell, yada yada yada. Just so you guys are aware of what I'm
Sure.
trying.
Yeah, no, man, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds-
Yeah, she says, I can send a message to your mother if you give me an item that was familiar to her. It will cost you 50 gold pieces.
How about a mushroom? You said the mushroom before, the ghost mushroom.
Yes.
What about-
Yes. If you bring me the ghost mushroom, I will do this for you.
What about the vial of sap?
The vial of sap is too much payment for such a thing. I would give you such a thing, but I would be in your debt. The vial of sap, I could produce a divination of some sort.
Okay. I will bring this information to my party. I come back out and say, there are two ways we can pay for this Claire audience, I guess. We can get the sap from an awakened tree or go south to the barrows for a ghost mushroom. Now, we heard about the party dying in the barrows.
Yeah.
So that might not be the best way to go.
Right.
But the awakened trees, do I know anything about awakened trees? Can they
Give me
be
a nature roll.
with or some shit?
Give me a nature roll.
I'm desperate here, bro.
When he mentions the
can I
awakened
roll for
trees, are we
nature
also
too?
allowed to be curious about that? And yeah, roll
Yeah,
for it as
can
well.
we
Yeah,
roll?
absolutely. Anybody who wants to can give a nature roll just to see what they know about
any
awakened
rolls,
trees.
Please join in.
Got 19. Got 10. Got an 8.
All right, yeah, it's Bardrick Bardison who pipes up this time, and
Sweet
Talking
trees.
about
I know that shit.
awakened trees. Sweet trees are
Yeah.
made of these.
Yep.
Where the hell are awakened trees?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sweet tree.
I guess I should write on my character sheet has baby.
Yeah. Just write in
Is-
big
is
red letters.
pregnant.
Just go get the pregnant stamp and just like stamp it down on
Good
your
job.
entire sheet.
Yeah,
And then
awakened
file that
trees,
character away.
is pregnant in all caps.
huge plant creatures, no alignment to speak of. They tend to dislike humans and all humanoids. They're vulnerable to fire. They are incredibly strong creatures.
they
Ancient.
mobile?
They are mobile, yes. Slightly slow, but still mobile.
Right.
Quite fast for plants.
Right. But they're neutral. They don't like people, but they're not like naturally aggressive.
Right. So it seems more like they're just sort of, they have something that Hextia needs for her spells, and she wants you to get it from them for her. They're not to be trifled with, right? Like
Okay.
they're strong creatures.
Okay.
You know that.
Yeah. Meaning, all right.
And are you telling us?
Yeah, so guys, I kind of remember stuff about these trees, and I don't know. I mean, it's not like the normal ones that you might smoke or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a bit different. These are like mobile. They walk. They talk. They like can knock your teeth out. So it's probably best if we approach with caution. And I wouldn't say that they're gonna just try to fuck with us right away. This is probably something we can try to talk through, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we can find one that's on the outskirts. I don't really know what their forest looks like, but there's a chance of that. I just wouldn't say that we get aggressive, at least not right away, because, we need some more muscle for that.
Good idea. Go just one more time to the witch and ask her, is there anything that these tree people crave, want, that we could offer them in exchange for their sap, or any information would be appreciated.
She says, "You're starting to annoy me. I know no more information about the trees. Just get me the sap."
All right. Damn. All right, let's go. Come on, Kellen.
Okay.
So hurt.
forlorn.
Yeah.
So forlorn.
I'm just like, I'm just being shit on at every turn. It's just like, oh, shitty. I can't face the green hags, they're too powerful. Don't want to go in the bog of eternal stench because I'll die.
But you know where your parents are. That's really exciting.
Oh, that voice is very comforting. Thank you. All right, let's rock to the trees.
Rock, rock, rock.
So this is up and to the north, right? Yeah.
You're trying to go to the trees?
Yeah, we gotta get the sap. Get the sap so we can get the clairaudience, so we can get the dolphin, so we can get food, so we can get money. Do you see a dolphin?
Okay.
So we're going.
Yes.
Steven-
Which way to the trees, Hextia? If I may ask one last question, because you want the sap so badly, tell me where the goddamn trees are.
She points to the north
Ellen.
and she says, they're deep to the northwest, or deep to the north in the Starkwald.
Perfect. Farewell.
She nods.
I want you to go back just one more time. Like, just one last thing.
I walk back in there and
I'll
just
skip it
pull
back.
down my breeches and just squat a coil on them. Just kidding.